Morning, scrappers. Been a little while since I've put out a video. So thought I'd better get around to, my ad came out and I've been pretty busy running around after work trying to get the stuff picked up. Mainly been getting a whole lot of riding mowers. Today I got this fan and motor. It came out of a little shop fan, the round thing with a couple wheels on it where you could drag it around. Which before I tore it out of there, I plugged it in and that motor was struggling. It was humming and just trying to turn, but just couldn't quite do it. So to kind of gear this towards the beginners, yep, got a magnet here. You can see the magnet sticks to that part, but this part aluminum. So and it's riveted on. See if I can zoom in there so you can see that. See those rivets. So show you a couple different ways to do it. One way, if you have a cheap way, cold chisel and a hammer. Get it down, try to get it kind of solid. See, that takes a little bit of work. And make sure you get it pretty flush. But you can see that's not the easiest way to do it, but it will work. Pick up cold chisel, I don't know, $3, $4, $5, something like that. That's just a little 1/2-inch cold chisel. I don't know if you can see that. That's one way to do it. The easier way is your drill bit. Get one just a hair bigger than the center of it. That doesn't work. Just drill them rivets out. And see, we're still sticking on that. So like I say, you can possibly pry that off if you're doing that method. And nice piece of aluminum there. Another way you can do it is with an air chisel. Now you don't have to have a big fancy compressor. When I first started doing this was an air tank, and I had a little compressor with an air tank about this size, about a gallon and a half, something like that. First chisel a little bit, wait for it to build up, chisel a little. But air chisel. Of course, then you still got to pry it off of there. Most of the rivets popped out, then you still got to pop them off of there. So, air chisel or the drill, pretty fast. Sometimes when you're drilling rivets, sometimes the rivets don't hold real tight and they want to spin. So then you have to wallow the drill around trying to get them off of there. Another little issue with the drill is you get all these little rings of the rivets on the drill bit. I'll show you how to get them off there in a second. To pop off there. Usually to get those off, let's see, do I have, well, got some vice grips here. Usually get a pair of pliers, something like that, and just kind of hook onto them. Set your drill in reverse, and they just clean right off. Let's see, I'll just set it there. Now tear the motor apart. Now that thing doesn't fit that one. What do you know? Fit the others. I would say a must-have in scrapping is the cordless drill. And I didn't bring my wire cutters in there at my other workbench. I use the cutters on the little nose. I don't know if there's anything inside that worth keeping or not. Just have to look. Get these vice grips out of the way. Yeah, another thing is, a lot of times these shafts are so rusted on these, you can fight with them for quite a while trying to get them out of there. So probably the easiest way, pretty much another must-have tool, is your Sawzall. I got kind of a long blade on that, but that'll work. Sawzall makes pretty quick work of it. Now, if you're liking my videos, finding anything useful, I've had a few people comment on some of the tips I've given, and they've enjoyed them. So if you're enjoying these, go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Sometimes when you cut these shafts, you may have to kind of grind it so it doesn't, if it has a burr on it that might catch. See if it's, yes, moving. Yeah, kind of a new channel there, so probably about a month old now. So I could use the subscribers. Comment, you know, leave your comments. I'd like to hear from you. Now this is just 10, so nothing much. Definitely save it, it adds up. All these tin nuts and rivets. I'll try to save my metal buckets when I can find them. Just to throw my screws and stuff in, and later I'll dump them into a wash machine tub. And now we're down to the heart, the best part. Of course, we got a few pieces of wire here. Sometimes what I like to do with them, I'll get in here. What I found best for cutting these, I've used a lot of utility blades, and of course, you know, if you're going against that copper, you dull them pretty quick. So I found out using this little hook blade seems to work pretty good for me. Just hook the wire and give it a little twist. Of course, with all knives and stuff, be careful. They are sharp. They will cut you if you're not careful. I found out they're not prejudiced at all. I'll rip them wires off of there, and I'll throw that in my bucket of insulated wire. Like I said, the air chisel works good. I had a guy comment on one of my posts last week, I think it was, saying he's Use the Sawzall where he just cut down the edge there, kind of angle it in a little, and cut the windings off the one side. He said he's used a Sawzall and an angle grinder for years. And the angle grinder, you know, I just cut in there. I've seen a few videos. I think I've tried it a time or two, but part of the problem with that is you get, as you're cutting it, you got stuff flying everywhere. I'm gonna set my knife back up here temporarily. Clean a lot of this shavings off here. Get a clean work surface. Yeah, I think I'll try to zoom in on this a little bit. Maybe you can see it a little easier, a little better. I try to lay it usually up on top of a plastic piece. Sometimes it gets kind of tight on some of these at first until you get 3 or 4 of them cut. Yeah, I was supposed to go out and pick up a bunch of appliances this morning. Got my car hauler on, got my other trailer, my utility trailer hooked up, ready to go. And got in there last night. My wife said, "Oh yeah, but that girl called and she canceled for this weekend. She'll get let you know when the convenient time will be to come pick them up." So I thought, man, after all that work getting that one unhooked and getting the other one hooked up, and it was hot out there last night. I've been up since 3 in the morning, had to go to work. Then had to run out to place good 20 miles or so on the other side of where I work. Pick up a riding mower and a big air conditioner, loose tin. Got back, got all that unloaded, then swapped it over. As you can see, that makes a pretty clean cut. Occasionally you got a few stragglers. Sometimes if you have trouble with these kind of laying over like that, I'll just take the chisel and kind of pop them back a little bit. Normally it's not too bad. And I got some old ice cream tubs here that I got a little scale zeroed out to, with one of them on there. This one's getting kind of rickety, getting split up a little bit. But a lot of times on them I just get in here and cut these wires, try to get this up under me. That way as I cut them, copper will fall in there. There's quite a little bit of shellac on these, so they may not separate into individual strands real easily. Got one more there. Yeah, they're holding together pretty good. That little curved blade works pretty good for me. And get that string off of there. You see that works pretty good. And on this part, we go back over here where you can see. I don't know if you can see what I was just doing there or not. Zoom back out here a little bit. Try to get in here. I got a little bitty pry tool. Sometimes you get these in kits in a set, and you get, I don't remember if this was the smallest one or you might have one smaller, and they go bigger. It's nice and round, comes to a nice point, so it's, a lot of times it gets into some of those tight little places. sometimes I can cut the wires ahead of time, or cut the strings ahead of time on this, and pull these out individually. Or sometimes you can leave it all together, work the whole thing out in one big piece. But if they're individual, a lot of times you can just get a hold of it with the channel locks. Pry them right on out. Get rid of that string, little zip tie there. Which I don't have too many of these cut right now, so. Sometimes they slide out real easy, so you can just sometimes just lay it on its side and tap on it with a hammer and turn it around as you go, and they pop right on out of there. One of the things I've been kind of thinking of, in January I sell back my personal time at work, so I'm thinking about getting me one of those strip meisters. Probably won't get the deluxe one with the motor and all that built on it, but I'll get the one I can put a drill on. That's around $200. I think they have it on sale right now for about $180. And then I'm thinking about getting a GoPro white. That way I can just have that thing mounted on my head, and you might get a little bit better view of what I'm doing. Yeah, instead of fighting with that, I guess I'll go ahead and just... So that came out pretty easy. Sometimes I find pry it this way, then pry it inward. Kind of loosens them up pretty good. Pulling them out by hand, so I can't complain on that deal. Of course, you get a stubborn one every now and then. And I think I missed that one. Yeah, I think I missed a couple more strings right there. You got these little insulator sleeves in there. That one's being a little stubborn. Here in Oklahoma, some of the scrap yards I've been using, I've been taking these pieces and putting them into short iron, which gives an extra penny or two a pound, a little more than 10. So if you can get an extra penny or two and it's already cleaned up, why not? I called the scrap yard the other day, asked them about tin prices, which are really down right now, and I think it was like 2 3/4 cents per pound is what it figured out to. And I asked them about lawnmower motors, being it's aluminum mainly, and they're calling it aluminum breakage, and they said it's about 3 cents a pound. And I thought, half a cent a pound, and how much work do you have to go through to take it out? I said, I don't think so. I picked up from a mechanic that I know a year or so ago, and I separated all the aluminum heads from a lot of the other tin, and I had short iron in another spot, and they took all that aluminum, called it breakage, but they paid less than tin. I thought, shoot, if I knew they were going to do that, I would have just left it in with the tin. I wouldn't have even separated it, and I would have got a better price out of it. I was thinking with aluminum, and the bulk of it was aluminum, very little metal involved, that they would have paid, you know, a little better, you know, even if it was a half a cent. That would have been all right, because I didn't have to really do any cleanup on it. I just sorted it. He had most of his scrap in a pickup bed trailer, and I just had to transfer it from his pickup bed trailer to my utility trailer. It's a 16-foot trailer, so I just kind of put the aluminum in one pile towards the back and short iron it in the middle and the tin up front. Went over the scales, unloaded the short iron, went way back in again, went back over, you know, then I went out and unloaded the tin, then went back for the breakage. As you can see, this is a little tedious, but you know, it's not taking too long. I'll jump over to the scale real quick here and see what this weighs out to. Right now, number 2 is just a little under $2 a pound. I think like $1.98 or something like that, $1.95. I think Bear Bright's bringing a little over, you know, like $2.13 or something. There wasn't a whole lot in that motor, but let's see what it weighs. And about 1.5 pounds. About 1.5 pounds right there. So say at $2 a pound, that'd be about $3. Not too bad, but dump it in my bucket. But like we say, we're not, you know, it's more of a hobby for me than money, and there's money in the bank, you know, if I need something, want a tool, or, you know, need a little extra for something, I can take it down and sell. We'll see what our aluminum weighs out to. Just over 1 pound. Just over 1 pound of aluminum, so that's what, 30 cents. When the market was good, it was 38, something like that. So I guess that's about it for that. I'll try to get another video out shortly. I got a bunch of wire here to strip. I mean, kind of getting interested in e-scrap, but I think I'm not going to run my regular scrapping ad through the winter months, because I get calls 50 miles out and they might have one refrigerator. During the summer I can, you know, have them hold off for a few days and get out to them, you know, out that way a few days later by the weekend, and have probably 4 or 5 refrigerators and who knows what else. And usually I go out there and about 5 hours later I get back home with a whole trailer load and truckload. So I might just advertise on buy-sell trade groups or something here locally, and try to find some computers and electronics that I can pull circuit boards out of, and try to learn about that. And as I learn about it, I'll try to maybe make some videos on it. So until then, I can, long way, just say happy scrapping, everybody, and don't give up. I mean, you're probably not gonna get rich just tearing it down. The guys with the yards make a little better money, but there's a lot of work involved there too. So either way you go, you got work ahead of you. So you take care, scrappers, and keep on scrapping. Bye bye.